What up, nerds? I'm Jay Sharif, and once again, I'm trying to save you money. Have you ever searched on Amazon for batteries for your camera? There are always hundreds of results. Now, one or two of them will be genuine original batteries made or approved by your camera manufacturer. These are known as OEM batteries, which is short for Original Equipment Manufacturer. Like this one here. This is a genuine Canon battery. However, you're going to see far more third-party batteries in your search results, and those batteries are normally much, much cheaper. Third-party batteries are made without the camera manufacturer's approval or consent. They're also known as aftermarket batteries, and in theory, they can save you a lot of money. But should you be buying the cheap alternatives, and will they cause you problems later down the line? Well, I'm going to explain in this video. The first thing I'm going to say is that if you can afford it, then you should buy the original OEM batteries. If you've got a GoPro, then the best option is always original GoPro batteries. If you've got a Sony, then the best option is always original Sony batteries. But let's say you have an old camera that isn't worth much, or you have a very tight budget. In that case, buying cheaper third-party batteries is a viable option. However, you need to be careful. Firstly, a lot of these aftermarket battery manufacturers will straight up lie to you about the battery specs. It's quite common for cheap battery makers to inflate the numbers. So a battery that claims to have 2000 milliamp hours might actually have half that capacity, or even less. The second problem you might face is that some cameras will refuse to run with aftermarket batteries. If you have a GoPro, for example, you will likely get a warning that some features will be disabled unless you use a genuine battery. Obviously, that's there to stop you using cheaper batteries so that GoPro can make more profit, but it's also there for safety reasons. You see, lithium batteries are a lot more dangerous than most people realize. Lithium is an extremely volatile element, and a lithium battery must be built and sealed to a very high standard. Otherwise, it could fail, at which point your battery will go into what's called thermal runaway. And when the battery fails, it will do one or more of the following: release toxic gas, start smoking, catch fire, and in the worst case scenario, explode. I'll say it again. Lithium batteries are dangerous. A few years ago, Samsung spent a fortune recalling millions of phones and replacing the internal batteries. This one issue cost Samsung $5 billion. $5 billion. But they knew it would cost them a hell of a lot more if one of their faulty batteries ended up killing a customer. And it really is that serious, which is why you need to be very careful when buying third-party batteries for your cameras. The cheapest batteries usually have poor insulation, poor quality cells inside, and there's a good chance they will last you half as long as the genuine batteries. That's the bad news. The good news is that there are reputable and reliable companies out there making aftermarket batteries to a decent standard. And these are the ones I trust from personal experience. Firstly, I've used plenty of newer batteries without problems. In fact, I can't show you any because they're being used around the room right now. I can say the same about Power Extra batteries. Wasabi is a brand that also has a great reputation, and BM Premium is well respected for making quality products. In addition, I've had good experiences using Telesin, DTSE, Dot Photo, and Patona batteries with my action cameras. However, I would not recommend those for more expensive cameras. So, that's my consumer advice for today. If you can afford it, then buy original batteries. If you can't afford it, then these four brands are almost as good as the originals. Just one last piece of safety advice before I go. If you ever find that your battery has swollen, then you need to immediately stop using that battery. A swollen battery is on the verge of thermal runaway. So, if you can, remove it from your camera and give it to your nearest battery recycling centre. Under no circumstances should you use that battery ever again. I'm serious. Okay, that's all for today. I hope that was useful. I'll be back with another video very soon. Later, nerds.